Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my show here today is actually dedicated to boss players because due to the fact some boss players really don't understand the game. In order to just be called a boss player, you got to know the rules instinctively because even though you might have retired from the pimping and playing, what you used to do, if it's in you, it's going to always be with you. You understand? You can be a preacher, you can be doing whatever you're doing, but if you was a player over 20 years and you have the title of being a boss player, you got to at least have 20 years in to do that because first of all, if you did anything like Brad, like be a bus driver, be a construction worker, and you did all that more than you did anything else in your life and you 50 or 60 years old, then that is what you predominantly are. You that bus driver, you that construction worker, you don't carry the title as a boss player because you ain't got enough time in the game. It's just like you got to graduate to a degree as the years pass by and the experience you get to be a seasoned player to earn that title. And I'm just telling you like it is because I got 47 years in, so I know how this stuff go. But let me tell you something, you understand, International Red for the record. Like this is something that people got to understand. People come to my office all the time messing with my people, my friends and things. They might be, I might say they're my friends. But if it's a woman, I'm working on that, you understand me? That's me. That's mine. Don't be trying to, you understand me, get in my business and want to know what I'm doing and what's happening because it's like this. Whenever I'm working on something, brothers come by to ask me, man, can you tell me about a broad, man? This broad, man, I need a broad, I need a spot, I need this. Look, man, don't ask me about no woman. Because anything you see, because you see a few women around me, you think I'm going to introduce you to a woman, nigga? You got to be crazy. Anything I got around me or whatever it is, that's my work. I'm not no dating game. You understand me? I'm trying to come up and stay up, you understand me, on top of the game. Even though I'm a retired player, don't mean that I don't, you understand me, be having ladies around me and be doing what I do. And I'm working on something, you understand? Because there's things that people do that you think they was a square, and I can expect the square to come in with them questions and answers and things. But another player, a boss player, no, he don't really earn the title. Something was missing in his career for him to even think he can come to me with some shit like things that some of these players come around. You understand? Like for instance, I'm gonna give you an illustration about one incident. And a boss player wouldn't do this. I don't have to. It ain't got to be written on the wall. If you know a broad is hanging around my office, hanging around me all the time, right? And I might introduce. At the time, the broad ain't really mine, but you know I'm working on it. You understand? Because she's around me constantly. So you know if she's around me constantly, you know what I mean? I'm being straight up. She know I'm a pimp. She know I'm a player. The broad is feeling me, though. You understand? So if you're a player, you're supposed to be in my corner. You're supposed to be promoting me if you're going to say anything. And you're really out of line if you try to move on her, take her somewhere, do something with her. You understand me? Without me being there. Because then you out of line, not her. Because she's a square. She don't know what's going on. And then you lie to her and deceive her and tell her you're not a pimp. But Red's a pimp. You understand? Hey, the broad knows I'm a pimp because I don't lie. I keep it straight up. Like I say, I keep it 100. And that's what keeping it 100 is. You understand me? You 100 because it's in you. It ain't on you, and you don't never change. Even if you retired from the game, you still that fella because that's in you, and it can't come out of you. You understand? And this is a thing that people do not understand. And all the time, they come to me, you understand me, with different situations, you understand me, trying to tell me, you know what I mean? Oh, man, hey, OG, hey, pimping, hey, you know, no, I'm not a pimp now. I'm a businessman right now. Phil Muslim told the girl I'm with now, he said, look, man, he told her, he said, he ain't pimping no more. He ain't a pimp, this and that, and all that. No, he's a businessman now. You understand? He's a businessman now. And that's the greatest pimp that I feel that ever lived as far as right now. You understand me? That holds the title, that's still living. And he's a businessman now. We businessmen now. You understand me? I'm 65. I got 47 years in the game. You understand? I'm an OG and I'm a vet and I'm a giant. You understand? But you got to be around a while to know that. And it's automatically how you treat other players when they got their woman around or whatever. You don't try to get on, mess with none of theirs. Because if it's in their office, in their corner, in their environment, then it's theirs. Ain't nobody got to explain this to you if you're a player. You understand? If you're a square, then, you know, well, then that's understand. I can accept that from them because that's all they know. They don't know the game and they don't know the code that we have. You understand me? As being players. So if you're an OG and you've been in the game over 20 years and you've been out here in the game, not working a square job, like I said, you got to have 20 years in to really understand and appreciate what's going on, then you know automatically. It ain't got to be said. I'll tell you an incident with me. This was 10 years ago. This boss player is a real boss player, you understand me? Rich, got money, and all this. We was at an event, right? Now, we had an event, And the event, I met two broads, right? I'm standing over there with him. So the broads come, they talking. One of them come over there talking to me, bloom, 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 and everything. I get action, I come up with her, get a number and all that. I think it's all in full. The other girl likes Virgil. I mean the OG I'm talking about. And quite naturally, you understand me, I'm thinking I'm going to get action at the one I'm messing with, I'm trying to get up with, right? But the broad, I call her and everything is cool. Then she tell me to check with him or her friend, about us going out on a double date, right? Now, I know this ain't going to happen when it comes to that, because if he's a real player and I know who he is, and he is top flight game, man, he ain't going to let that girl he trying to have get me in his business. I'm not supposed to be in his business, so any way around it, he going to cut me out because we ain't friends. This ain't no game. This is real life, you understand me? And I don't care how much money he got, how much money he trying to have. He going to keep his business because this is real life. This ain't no game. So I have to respect that, right? At the minute, I was wondering what was going on because I was wondering why the bar. But see, I wasn't having nothing. I was white around the mouth, you understand me, leaking like a faucet, but I was clean and sharp as I could be. You understand me? And I know between me and him, if the choice came down, if she choosing for position, he gonna win every time. And we ain't in the streets no more. We retired players, you understand? But it's just the idea that the Brawls had money and it was cool, and I was just putting my bid in like naturally I do, but I didn't know. See, we was standing up there together. I didn't know when the girls come up there they knew him. If I'd have knew that, I wouldn't have said nothing about it because that's his business. But the way it came up, I had to go along with it and pursue the broad and bloom, bloom, bloom and see what it is. But when the broad just stopped talking to me and told me, you understand me, this and that, I had to respect it because I know the man that they was messing with and accepted it like I would have done. Would have said, no, you understand me, you my folks, you guys trying to be with me. Boom, boom, boom. He's a pimp like me, boom, and hey, you understand me, I can take care of both of you. You ain't got to worry about that. You understand? Because that's what a true player would do, and I got to respect him for that. You understand me? Even though at the time I never told him this. But I'm letting them know now, you understand me? Because the situations have come toward me. People have been coming to me with this stuff, and I was thinking to myself, these people think that this is like we squares, you understand me? We let women give women and buy women and let that come between us. No, that's our family. Any women, any people we got, that's our family. That comes first. The game, that's why I said niggas is associates. We ain't real friends like the squares have friends. We associates. We make appearances together. We look good together, you understand me? And we known as top flight players, so we all hang together like people in the sorority in the club. We got that honor, you understand me? Because we've been doing this a long time. We got understandings. So the women choose, they go and they come. But nowadays, we're not playing under that rainbow. We're playing for lock and keep. See, we playing for keeps now. We ain't playing, you understand me, in the game like balls on the track. No, we playing for folks to be in our life, you understand me, for life. You know what I mean? That's how I go. So when another brother get in your game and try to play games, want a one-night stand or do some old trick-ass shit and say he ain't no pimp and get a broad that you working on, you might spend 2 years working on the broad. But you know what you're doing, you understand me? You locking that broad down, so you going to have that broad for years. You ain't trying to play for no Bennett-ass shit, you know what I mean? You mowed in the middle doing, you putting work in, and then you got a fool just trying to intercept your game, and he's supposed to be a boss player, so he ain't supposed to even be thinking him turning. He's supposed to promote you and be in your corner, you understand me? Not against you. If that's why I said, you understand me? Ain't no friends in this game. Ain't no friends in this real game, you understand me? It ain't no friendship, man. We acquaintances, you understand me? We look good together. We be on Facebook. We go to players' bars. We do all those type of different things. And we got much respect for each other. But when push come to shove, that broad gonna feed you. That nigga ain't gonna feed you. You ain't gonna eat off his plate. You gonna eat off her plate. So that's why, you understand me, you got to realize and be serious about this shit because this ain't no joke. You understand me? Now, when we was young, you understand me, 20, 30 years old, below that, and we was learning the game and getting around, we stayed around people, you understand me, slept in the same bed, broke bread, and did all them things because we was trying to get our stripes. And then when we got to be in a full-fledged and went through all the ups and downs that we went through in life in the game, and you're on that boss player level, no, man, you know them dudes over there, they doing what they do, and this dude over here doing what he do, and if you needed a loan or you needed some money or something, they'll give it to you. But hey, it ain't like, you understand me, they family. They call each other family, but it ain't real family. Like gangsters are family. Gangsters is different from pimps. Pimps is a solo artist. He be by himself, him and his women. You understand me? He don't have no friends, you understand me? That's what people don't understand. When you hear a player talking about he's your friend and all that, next thing you know that they ain't friends because they're going to have some kind of discrepancy or some kind of jealousy or some kind of whatever. But I ain't going to get that close to no nigga to even think about that. You understand me? I don't have nobody coming to my house. I don't have nobody, understand me? I got the number, they got my number, but I don't call every day trying to tell them, do no gossiping and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I keep this shit 100, man. You know what I mean? And my friend is me and my women. You understand? I ain't got no time for nothing. you know. And I got one woman now. That's all I'm trying to have. I ain't trying to have no more than one woman, because I know one thing for sure. I'm trying to keep her for life. I'm trying to keep her right. You know what I mean? And when I was young, I needed a lot of women. All I need is one good one now, you understand? And that's all I got, and that's all I need. I ain't gonna let nobody get in the way when it comes to me and my happiness, because that's what I'm trying to have now, you understand? And in the boss players level, a person got to understand that anytime they're doing business or I got business, whatever I'm doing in my office, that's my office, and them people that's in there is around me, it's around me to be me. That's my business. You understand? And I'm tired of people coming around telling me, you understand me? Let me see who's that bar. Let me know. Introduce me to her. No, anything in there is my business, and I'm not Harvard. I'm not Captain Saber or none of that shit. But that's my business, and I'm not the one to come to asking me about my business or whatever it is. How you got them pretty women around you? You always got pretty women. Yeah, I'm gonna have pretty women. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's my business. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and this is something that people need to know: that being a boss player, it's a title that you got to really wear well. You got to really know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, you got these players that done more squares shit than they did player shit, and they don't know the code. That's why I got to accept some of that shit they do, because they play like they in boss player status, but they don't know the real secret code to the shit. And that's why I know that they ain't got as much under their belt as they appear to have. Because if they did, they would know that. You understand? Like I said, the circumstances with me and the people I was with, when it happened on that circumstances, it was like I was talking to her first, and I just met her, and then I found out they knew the people. It wasn't that I was, you understand me, this situation in my case, they knew this was my people. They knew this was my folks. They seen it all the time on paper, seen this, seen that, and then got and still crossed me. That's what I call a cross, because if it would have went down like that, they would have ended up messing up my program and the play, because they did something that was in violation. It was against the code. I ain't gonna say what they did, but it was wrong. You understand me? And I don't have the respect I had for them after that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say nothing to them about it, but they gonna know, because I keep it 100, man. And if you can't keep it 100 with me, then I ain't got time for you. The way we was, it ain't gonna be like that no more, because I know what's really going on. And there's a whole lot of veteran players in the game that think they understand me on that level, and they think we closer than we is, because we ain't that close. You understand me? Because when it's me and my folks, I'm gonna handle my business. You understand me? And that's one thing I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do that on my own. I don't need no help in that. But we're going to go to the players' ball. We're going to shine bright, and we're going to do it all through the night. You understand me? But don't get that shit twisted. You know what I mean? You living your life, and I'm living mine. You know what I mean? It ain't like no square shit. You think nigga owe you something because you did this or you did that. No, I ain't going to owe you nothing. You ain't going to owe me nothing. We're going to do what we do. You understand what I'm saying? It's respect for one another. Respect as being players. And that's all I want from a cat is respect. I don't need nothing else. I don't need your friendship. I don't need nothing. Just respect and honor me for who I am and what I am, you understand me? And respect me for the game that I have and how long I've been in it. And we've been interacting with each other with holes and things on the track back in the day when we was really pimping like we did. And now what we're doing is we're holding down our lives and being together and being the ones that's 100 in the game, they're going to be in the game, you know, doing what they do and appearing and making contributions and kicking game and doing what you do and representing different players, you know what I mean, like we do. Just like Ryan Newt, I went to court for him. Boom, 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 as a player do. You understand me? That's the thing we do. You understand? We stand up and we represent and we show respect for other players that's been in the game and keeping it 100. Because you got a whole lot of them out there, you understand, that ain't doing that. And I'm not saying because the cat's dealing dope and all that he ain't proper. I'm just speaking on pimps that I know that's doing it like I'm doing it, boss players. I can't speak on anybody else doing anything else because they got a different set of rules. You understand me? They got a different set of rules. So if a cat like that was supposed to get at my ball or do something crossy like that, I just accept it because first of all, he don't know no better because he ain't got the years in and he ain't no pimp. So he probably don't know. But there's certain rules that are not written, but if you've been in the game long enough, you know them. It's a code, and it's a code that's been around. When you get to a certain age, over 20 years in the game, you know it because it's where you got to the game to the point to where you know how to respect each other and do what's right. You understand me? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That you got to understand the game. And to get that degree and all that, you understand me? You got to be done some things. You know what I mean? You got to be done some things. Experience. Experience, man. You don't get experience. Hey, wisdom comes from long time work. You got to be in this game, man. And all these cats that write these books and everything, it's still in them. That's why they're writing books and telling you about it. It's still in them. And they're going to stand up for the principles and they're going to be 100 with it. If you understand me, because that's why they're writing about it, to tell you how it's supposed to be, and they're gonna tell you. But certain things, like the unwritten codes that people ain't speaking on, you know it just by being around long enough to know. You understand me? People's folks, and they respect in their area, that's them. Don't get in their space. You understand? It's just like you might be around a cat. Like back in the day, we'd be around cats. We never know about their personal life. They woman, or they going to their house or doing that. Then back then you had partners that was real partners. But if you was 100% pimp, it wasn't like that. Now hustlers, that's a different thing. That's why I say they on a different page. You might be hustling with this cat. You know, you could be picking pockets or doing something. Hustling, you be closer to a cat than it is when you got women. When you straight pimping and you ain't doing all that other stuff, you don't need that friend. You know what I mean? Like I had a friend that was close to me then, but it's because I didn't have no women at the time, and we was hustling and selling slum or whatever. That's a different dimension. That don't even go under the code as a boss player. Because what you're doing, you boss playing, but you're flying on a different wing. It ain't got nothing to do with women. You understand? Because when we got together, this is where we had a discrepancy at about some bras, right? We had conflict, but it was no way he could win because he didn't have the experience in, and he hadn't had that much time pimping in. He had hustling time in, but not pimping. He had limited amount of time of pimping. I had more years pimping than hustling. Hustling was just an inner act between not being whoreless. But he had more time in being whoreless in hustling than he had pimping. So he was a hustler, so I had to respect that. So when he did what he did, I couldn't give him the respect and expect him to know the code when he ain't pimped long enough to know it. You know? But you got these cats that had these hoes 30 and 40 years, they know automatically how that shit go. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of cats like that, you know what I mean? I know, like Butch, he had Sheila till she died, that didn't part, you understand me? That's what I'm saying. That's boss playing, you understand? Shit like that, that's when you get to that level, man. And you get them hoes for many years, you understand me? And stuck with you through thick and thin. You know, that's what I talk about when I say pimp feud, man. You married a broad at the end of the game. Bam, they be at the end of the game. Them broads be with the fella. Noble D's another one, rest in peace, you understand me? He had his broad till she died. He died. See, not him, not her, but he died. You understand? But the broad, he had 30-something years, 40 years. You know, that's real pimping. That's what you call real boss playing, real pimping. You ain't did no hustling, ain't did nothing because you had a broad all them years. You never was wholeless. You understand? You had that one bottom broad all them years. You might have had many in between, but you had that one main broad that sent you to the top. You understand me? That made you the person that you was to hold a title. You understand me? As being a dude that keeps women. Keeps a woman. That's what it's all about. And I'm playing for keeps now. That's why I ain't got time, man, to be jiving with somebody, man. This ain't no game. You understand me? You stepping on my toes if you go anywhere around something I'm working on. It ain't got to be them been mine then, but it was something I'm working on. I'm always at work, man. Boss players always working, man. I'm always on my job. And anything that's in my life is mine. This ain't no college game. This ain't no, you understand me, square shit. You know what I'm saying? When you squares, you understand me, be G and bras. This dude, I know he be G and bras, and him and them, some of them cats, you know what I mean? They be thinking they pimps and doing that shit on the under. No, this 100%. I don't do that shit on the under. That's something that I don't do. I don't even do that. My shit is 100, man. What I do is right out there open, and it's what I do. And if you interfere with my shit, you interfere with my eating, man. You fucking with what I eat at, man. That ain't good. And I can't go for it, you understand me? I'm the kind of person that I'm not going to let you interfere or do nothing, you understand me? That's a conspiracy, because that's what I call it, a conspiracy to conspire on my life. You know what I mean? Even if you did it and didn't know and thought it was all right, no, it wasn't all right. The only reason why it went on 2 years and I didn't confront you about it was because I didn't know till the broad told me, and bam, I didn't hear from you, and then she did that when she got to be my woman. She was mine. I had to know all the things that you know, what went on and who was right and who was wrong. And so I know that happened, and it wasn't told to me in this way. That's why I know it was a cross action. It was not, the dude that didn't know what he was doing because he didn't tell me. He knew he was wrong, put it that way. But he didn't know that was going to be mine down the line. See, that's what you got to realize. When I'm working on something and I'm putting my heart and soul into it, it's going to be mine down the line, or it ain't going to be. But it ain't going to know in between. And at the time, you understand me, you didn't know what you was doing. You know what I mean? You might have had play. You understand? If you'd have been real and let people know what's really going on, but come with all these lies and misconceptions and not being true to the game. That's why I keep it 100, you understand me? Because it ain't going to catch up to me down the line. You know what I mean? Because it will catch up to you. You understand? If you ain't real, it's going to catch up with you, and the pimp guy going to get you karma's gonna get you. But you're gonna be gotten in it, and you ain't gonna come up on the right track doing it like that, and you wonder why you're leaking. But if you ain't leaking and you got money, that's only because you understand you probably got it from somewhere else. Because if you got it from the game gonna take it from you. Believe that. And I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes before I wind down, you understand me? And let this shit go down like turkey and corn, you understand me? I be popping corn, but right now I'm gonna wind this on out because it's just like I said. You got to be true to this game. It's got to be in and out on it, and you got to be a boss player. You got to have so many years in. All you fellas calling yourself a boss player, effectively, officially, you're not. You know what I mean? You got to have some years in experience. You can feel the part, man, but you know, you've been in the Army for years before you got in the game. And then when you got in the game, you was only there maybe 10 years. And then you got a job and you worked up there and got your Cadillac and a house and a home. And you step back in the game, you understand me, after you got the material from somewhere else. And then you got a hold to, no, you ain't a boss player. You know what I mean? You're fooling yourself. You might make people think that, but in your heart, you know what you are. You understand me? You're a worker. You're a square. But you want to call yourself a boss player. But it'll come out because you're a mispimp, a misplay, like I'm saying about the situation in my case, where the person did that. You know what I mean? Because they wouldn't keep it 100, and they didn't have enough knowledge, because you got to been out there, been in it, and been around it to really know it. And they didn't know that. But believe that, you understand me? Keep it 100, and if you're a boss player, represent. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to close my show.